My name's Caitlin. I'm from Brisbane, Australia, and this is my first year doing Red Frogs, but this is my first time doing Schoolies. I first encountered Red Frogs when I went to Schoolies, so that was in 2015. And I studied so hard through school and I was so focused, and it was kind of like the first time that I let go, I guess. So, partied hard, drunk a lot, went out every night, had all kinds of people over, and there was a group of us that stayed together, but on the final night of Schoolies, somehow we all got split up and I was left alone in the apartment. Unfortunately, I was sexually assaulted, and it was filmed as well and photos were taken. In that moment, when my friends came home, they found me on the ground and they called the Red Frogs. They didn't know what to do, so Red Frogs came. I don't really remember a great deal. All I remember is one red frog coming and finding me and just sitting with me. All the other red frogs dealt with everything. They got the police, they got the footage, they got everything that they needed to deal with, so that I didn't have to deal with it. And while this girl just sat with me just for as long as I needed, and she sat with me for hours. Through the overwhelming amount of love and compassion she showed me, it all of a sudden felt like it wasn't my fault, and that I didn't bring it upon myself, even though everything was telling me that I did, and everything inside me wanted to believe that I'd done that to myself. As someone who'd gone through something, she just looked at me as a person and just someone who just needed to be hung out with, really, which is the heart of the Red Frog. It's looking at someone in their space and in their moment and saying, how can I help you? How can I be there for you? Had Red Frogs not been there, I don't think I would be where I am today. I think it would have been a very, very dark time. I would have bottled it up and I would have never, I don't think, dealt with it. I don't think I would have been able to talk about it as much as I am. It's something I try and talk about a lot, like now, and telling people about it so that they know that they're not the only one, that it happens. But that comes from the Red Frogs, that comes from them sitting down with me and saying that this isn't the first time this has happened. I'm not the only person that it's happened to. Had they not been there, I don't know where the footage could have gone. I would have never called the police. I would have never gotten the appropriate services involved. I would have just sat there and it's not a good thing to think about it had they not been there, because it wouldn't have been good. It was already a bad situation that could have gotten so much worse. Coming back to Schoolies has definitely brought up a lot of feelings that I thought I'd dealt with, that I thought I'd handled, and unfortunately I'm still learning how to deal with the second I see a drunk girl with a drunk guy. I automatically assume and I go into, oh, is she okay? Is something happening there that she doesn't want? And so I'm still working through that. But being here, again, surrounded by people who love me, is inadvertently healing, is putting the pieces back together. Helping people the way someone helped me is healing me and is getting me back to that place where I can feel like it's not my fault. And I owe everything to that Red Frog who sat with me. If she is out there and she does hear this, I'd love her to know that she changed my life. That she changed everything in me, and she changed the way that I look at life, and the way that I deal with things today.